Welcome back to another Ergo Benjamin video here. We are looking here at Skyharbor to begin our video, but are going to be checking out the Ergo price action and stuff that's been going on, right? So let's just hop into it real quick. So looking at Skyharbor real quick, collections, CytberCitizens still taking over the market by storm. I presume this is going to continue to happen. But recently, newly added is Enigma, and they've been doing a little bit of, kind of a side trade, just because I think a lot of the people who are diamond-handed are now becoming less diamond-handed, and we're seeing that kind of shift of power from the Gen Zeros to the new holders who wanted to get their hands on some of those, right? So that's kind of what's going on right there. As far as CytberCitizens and Cyberverse tradable items, they have a mint going on, and really what's happening right now is that everybody's trying to get their hands on the rarest possible CytberCitizens they can, which means there's a lot of trading going on to get people established to where they feel they have a comfortable position in the future for the game. Now with any project there are concerns, and the concern here is will a game actually draw a lot of people to be playing it, right? We talked about metaverse numbers on big coins like just looking at metaverse coins, the sandbox, we can't have 50 active players but a market cap of what is it right now, 1.5 billion. Like, it just doesn't make any sense, right? So that alone is concerning. Same thing goes for mana. You can't have a market cap of $1.8 billion and only have a player count of like 100. So really the thing that's going to set the timeline for CytberCitizens, I believe, and the apartments and the people is going to be the active player amount that goes on in that game. As far as reserved holdings go, and Neta Angels dropping back, people are dumping those things fast. I wouldn't get involved. The DAO is, I wouldn't say sketchy, but they clearly are prioritized on making sure that they get done what they feel needs to get done rather than what the community thinks needs to get done or wants to get done. Which, even if the community votes for a no vote, then the project fails. That is totally on the community, or at least it should be. Looking at degen divers, cool stuff going on there. They're almost done with their mint. There is talk of proposing to buy back all the actual divers and just kind of moving those off to the side. Ergo Champions, they're always doing something new. Season 2 coming out, and battle thing going on in the Discord. That same thing goes for the Adventures DAO. They're going to be getting their own battle system. Ergo Mummies, still a mega hold, I think. I would compare them to Bitmask on the level of just overall value, right? Finally, Screaming Ergoat Wine Club, doing some crazy things there as well. They're developing the game. Let's just, I don't like to get braggy or anything, but their art truly is some of the best art, I think, on Ergo. It's so good. And I know you guys are saying, you're like, these NFTs are like, they're not very good. Now, just hear me out, right? So, roughly 1,000 supply, and that right there is scarcity at its finest, right? And to even have a pack in the game, I think we're talking 3 goats minimum. But there's Gen 0 and there's Gen 1, and while Gen 1 might not be as rare as Gen 0, Gen 0 certainly is very, very rare. Every goat in Gen 0 is actually, I would say, incredibly unique. If we're talking pure traits, things get amped up real fast, right? Especially if we break it down by rarity. Then I don't know if it's working right now. Then the whole system just goes kind of haywire, right? Because some of these goats are, ranked at like 187, and then boom, one jumps up to like 900. And that happens slowly, but when it does happen, it jumps pretty fast. Anyways, not to be confused with that. There's also 2 different things going on here, which is they have the DigiGoats and they have the Goat Tracker. Goat Tracker also has a Goat Voter, which isn't part of the Goat Tracker, but it's part of the old DigiGoats collection of items. I compare it to Microsoft Office. But that's unique to this project, and I believe no other project has anything quite like it yet, at least until Padia comes out. But this is their solution for Padia, so once again, very cool. They have no mint right now. The roadmap is still solid. Let's see if they've delivered. New Discord roles and emojis for Generation 1. Solid. That has been done. Devs donating a goat to Heifer Foundation. Done. Live line party with devs, games, physical giveaways. Another goat donated. I think that's already happened, so I would say that's done. New Screaming Ergo game announcement and white paper release. More goat donations. Also been done. Free Gen 1 badge drop. Holder updated goat tracker. Also done. So in terms of the roadmap, it definitely needs to be updated. I think if you even want to check out the goat donation, then it's right here. But anyways, they are doing a fantastic job. Actually, the only complaint that I could actually give this project is that they need a new roadmap for 2023. 2023 roadmap on the website would actually be very, very cool. Whether it's just changing this text and adding some different things going on here, or just something entirely different, I think it would be cool to see that, right? So that's the only complaint I have there. Otherwise, very, very solid project. I know you guys are thinking, he shills goats all the time, and I'm going to continue to. I called Mummies. I'm, calling, Walrus DAO, and, I keep calling them again, right? I call it how I see it. And how I see it right now is that goats is a solid project. There's a lot of goats on here going for super cheap amounts. 4 ERG for some of these passes, which are easily going to be selling for 20 to 30 in a bull market. 24 ERG for this one goat. Considering it's 24 ERG, it's not a super bad deal, since these are going to be going for, I would say, 50 in a bull market. 31, 35, 35, 35. Look at 37 ERG Gen 0 goat. Crazy, because that same goat will probably be going for next to 60 or 70 ERG in a bull market, right? This stuff happens overnight. It doesn't happen, slowly. All it takes is for us to get listed on one giant exchange, and things go nuclear real freaking fast. So that's what the deal is there. Anyways, moving over, looking at Ergo, because that's the main thing right now. We are running out of steam, and we did reach a peak of 197, it looks like, or 196. Here's the move right now, and I think this is something that can be taken from both sides of the pedestal, right? Especially for people who I know in the GOAT server who believe that they would adopt this strategy, right? There's 2 ways we can go about doing this. We can immediately go to SIG USD, and we can immediately decide, alright, we've ran out of steam. I want to make more ERG back as it goes down. So I'm going to trade all my ERG for SIG USD, and I'm going to buy back when it's cheaper. That's one approach right now to doing things. The other approach right now is that we moon and we break past that $2 barrier and we go up. Whether that's going to happen is very, very unsure. Looking at the trading view, 190 is what trading view is saying on the dollar amount, but we're facing some red here. Looking at it, this looks like a very, very bullish pattern. I mean, here to there, that looks bullish, but in the grand scheme of things, if we look at it from a different perspective, we're still in that bear market slump from ETH merge, and that really was more of a line like this, 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 this. And whether or not we want to call this basically the same as this, then that's entirely up to us, right? It could be that, it could not do that. It could do anything it really wants to, right? Because that's just how these markets work. Looking at it from an even grand scheme of things, $5 pump up, down, and even up here at the $18 price point, it's hard to say when it's running out of steam and when it just wants to dump and pump, but I think right now, in terms of the overall agenda, I think that we're probably going to see lower lows. I'm not for sure yet though. I definitely think 150, 140 is still within question. We are not out of that zone. Now, looking at it from that perspective, you know, what's the RSI telling us? That's what we really need to see, is what the RSI is telling us. So looking at the relative strength index, yeah, so just looking at it right now, we've reached that high, and we are going to be going back down to these lows right here. So looking at it from here, this is what's going to happen. Looking at it from an hour average, we're still overvalued but going down. Undervalued, could go back up. Looking at it from a 2-hour timeline, overvalued, undervalued on the weekly. But on the daily, we are still overvalued. That's the major thing I think to keep in check here, is that we're still overvalued on the daily. And that's what I would keep in mind. So, 2 strategies: swap for SIG/USD, or continue to hold and hope that we break 2. Otherwise, it looks like we're probably going to be going back down to 50 or 40. Those strategies can differ and those strategies can change. Either way, I'm pointing out 2 decent strategies for people who are both traders and for people who are holders, where we will go next as far as Ergo goes. I will see you guys in the next video, and peace out.
When it's cold outside.